Hi, welcome to Fire Mountain Gems and Beads Jewelry Making Studio. I'm Christi Friesen, and I'm going to show you a little technique today that I like to call the jewel pop, and you can turn it into a bit of a project if you want as well. So let me just show you this nice jewel. Isn't that fun? It's a CZ, but it could be a real gemstone. And what if you wanted to use something like this in polymer? The nice thing about jewels is they actually do go into the oven with your polymer clay quite well. But when you have a shiny jewel like this and you press it into a piece of polymer, you lose a lot of that shine. It dulls right out into the clay, and we don't want that. So I want to show you how to make that pop a little bit more. So for this project, all you'll need is a bit of polymer clay, any color that goes along with your gemstone. There's a lot of polymer clay brands out there. All of them work gorgeous. So whatever polymer you have, that'll be fabulous. Then you will need a bit of foil. This is a metal leaf. There's a number of leaves and foils on the market. They're all good. Just something shiny will work terrifically. Tools, you can use an assortment of sculpting tools for this project. This technique doesn't really take much in the way of tools. I just have a couple assorted sculptural tools here. But you will need a bit of scissor so you can cut snippets off of the foil, and some normal tape. That's going to come in handy in just a moment. All right, so that's all you need to begin. My suggestion first off is that you do make yourself a little shape that echoes the gemstone that you're going to be using. This one's a clear gemstone, and I've just made another teardroppy shape to go with that. And the first thing you do is you press that gemstone in to make the impression. Then you pop that baby right out. We want to fill that impression in with a reflective surface, which is what the foil is. Now when you buy a regular, like a crystal or a rhinestone that's got the foil backing, that's exactly why they do that, so that all those reflective lights will come popping out at you. So you're just kind of doing that when they haven't done it for you already. I've used scissors to snip a little teeny bit of that foil. This foil flies all around, so don't be afraid if it's going all over the place. Just get yourself another snip. You might want to turn off the fans when you're doing this part. I'm just going to press this foil right into that indentation, and nice and firm. Get it in as deep as you can. Now you'll notice that there's a lot of foil on the outside where we don't want it. That's where the tape comes in. If you'll take a piece of tape and lay it right over the top, you should be able to pull the extra foil right off. Isn't that handy? What a clever little trick. Now you can pop your jewel right back in. And now look how much more reflective that is. You see all the shine come out just like it's supposed to. But there's a problem now. We have a jewel and it's got a foil background. It's going to fall right out of there. You don't want to use glue. Glue will get behind the stone and either discolor or it'll have a funny little look. You don't want that. So how do you make that stay put without it just having a glue blob around? Well, I'm very glad you asked. I have an answer to that. Polymer clay. I'm just rolling out little strings of polymer clay that are pointed at both ends, and I'm just going to ring right around that gemstone, just so that it's holding it in place. Now you notice I've got just a bit of decorative snake of clay ringing itself around the gemstone there. You can make that become a part of the design. I didn't go all the way around because I wanted to get a little fancy with it. The next thing I'll do is take another one and maybe make a little curl out of it, just a little rounded part like a very lazy cinnamon bun, and stick it right next to it and follow it up. If you want, you can use contrasting colors to continue the effect of holding that gemstone in place. See how I'm using a little curl that's touching the stone. So notice I've got pieces of clay that are holding that stone in place. Now that stone can't come out because it's pressed in with the clay, but yet it all looks like a part of the design. Now you just keep playing with this and pretty soon your pendant will come into being, but you will need a way to hold it onto the stringing afterwards. So I'm going to take kind of a big strand of clay and wrap that around, and this becomes like a bail. I'm going to press it very firmly on this end. You see how that has some room now for you to string it? But I'm going to come back with another piece of clay on the back side and just give it a little bit of extra security there. And see how that just connects right back there and helps hold that clay into place. So there's our back. It's grabbing there. You can continue it around to there if you want to, and that it shows nicely. And I would just keep playing with this, adding more little lines, maybe some texture. If you've got a good sculpting tool with a textured edge on it, you can come here and make some lines and add some details in that way to your piece, following the curve of what you're doing. add dots if you want to, whatever you want to do to make your piece look good. Here's one that's finished, so you get the idea. I put more than one stone in there, and I've even used a little bit of mica powders to make some pop of color on there. Let me show you how to do that because it's very easy. Once you've gotten your pendant how you like, a soft paintbrush dipped into a bit of your powder, watch how that adds some pizzazz, especially right around your gemstone, and brings your eye right to the center of that piece. See how I've just brushed it on the surface of the clay? It sticks right to it, and when that piece goes in the oven, it bakes itself right on. Once you've added all the clay you want, as many gems as you want, you've put the popping foil right underneath them to make them look blingy, it's ready to go in the oven and harden. Polymer clay is not an air dry clay. It needs to be baked in the oven in order for it to get firm. So you'll want to follow the instructions written on your clay package. But generally speaking, you preheat your oven, you put your piece in for about a half an hour, and then you let it cool completely, then you're ready to string. Isn't that fun? Wasn't that a nifty little project? I know you probably have some nice stones that you want to use for something like this, and if you don't, not only the stones, but the clay, the tools, and the foils are all available right here at firemountaingems.com.